Welcome to my video log for Project 220. This autumn's goal for my running. I am aiming to go under 220 for the marathon at Berlin. I had been in a quandary over the past couple of months with regards to what race I should focus on. I did have a few options, and having sort of dipped my toe in the ultramarathon scene back in May at the British Championships, I did think that I was going to perhaps give it another go at Winschoten in the Netherlands to try and get the standard for the World Championships in Croatia next year. After a lot of deliberation, perhaps not being quite ready to start proper training, given a sort of a few illnesses, viruses and stuff, I decided to reassess and look to really give the marathon one last big go. I've been sort of knocking on the door for the past couple of years for the 220 mark. Had a big breakthrough in 2014 where I ran 2:22:48 at the Yorkshire Marathon. I then followed that up with about a 35-second PB at London the following spring, and then in Berlin I knocked another 20 seconds off, albeit I felt that day I could have perhaps gone under the 220 mark had it not been for me acquiring a rather debilitating stitch at around 30 kilometres. So the plan this time is to really sort of go for Berlin, give it my all. I feel like I've been in the shape to do it before, so now I've got 10 weeks of very focused training. I'm going to give it my absolute all before I move on to ultras. I'm sure I will do marathons again in the future, but certainly they will likely be more as part of training as opposed to actual A-race targets. So where am I now? I am in a fairly poor state of fitness, I feel. The aerobic efficiency on my runs is very low. In fact, I've got to the point where I'm not even looking at my heart rate at the moment and just sort of running to feel. I do expect that the higher heart rate is really down to the fact that I've got a higher resting heart rate at the moment than I ordinarily would if I was very fit. I have seen some positive changes in that quite quickly if I can get back to some consistent weeks of training. The plan is simple, really. For the next few weeks I'm just going to really try and smash the mileage in and get some good quality sessions in to try and get race ready. There will only be one targeted race throughout this 10-week build-up, and that'll be at the Wetherby 10k. I do hope that I may finally be able to run a decent time for 10k, as relatively speaking I'm absolutely awful at it. So that's my one sort of big effort out this time, if you like. I will be running the Gdansk Marathon when I'm over there on holiday in August, but again that will be a training run. I suspect I'll be looking to run somewhere around 240, 235 for that particular run, but it'll give me a good opportunity to practice some fueling, also to get in decent aerobic effort pace run, but without exhausting myself. I should hopefully be able to run quite comfortably the next day. What else is different this time round? Well, I'm actually, for readers that follow my blog runningobsessive.blogspot.com, will know that I am now committed to a 100% plant-based diet. So I have gone completely vegan. I also have another blog which is plantbasedobsessive.com, which I'll be blogging more focused around the diet, albeit the running blog will also have some bits and pieces around the actual diet itself. So that's really the plan. Why plant-based? Well, I've read a lot, I've watched a lot of recent months, and I've really decided that there are three very strong reasons for following a plant-based diet that really strike a chord with me. The first one is health and performance. I do feel that meat, dairy products are very, very much to blame for a lot of the problems in first world obesity epidemics and the resulting health consequences that go with that. I also believe that it's the best way to fuel any sort of endurance sport. Read a very interesting book by Dr. Garth Davis called Proteinaholic. I really recommend you having a read of that if you are at all interested in finding out about these sorts of things. The second reason why I decided that a plant-based diet was the route that I really wanted to be committed to was the whole area around sort of what's known as carnism, and this is how essentially how it is sort of expected of individuals, expected of Western society to eat meat, and if you actually trace these things back, there's no real reason why we should be eating meat. We don't have to. We are empathetic beings. Why is it okay to eat one animal and not another? So why would you eat a cow or a pig but not a dog or a cat? Appreciate in some cultures that may be different, but that just goes to show the irony of it all, that a cultural thing can influence what is an okay animal to eat and what is not an okay animal to eat. And to me that just says, well, there probably isn't a good reason for eating animals, certainly none that I can think of anyway. And the third reason really is to do with sustainability of the planet. This is something that I'd never really given much consideration to before watching a film called Cowspiracy, which was filmed by a guy called Kip Anderson, and he basically just looks into the environmental impact of animal agriculture on the environment, and it just took my breath away, really. The single thing that we can do as a race, as a society, as human beings, is to save the planet, is to ultimately go plant-based. It's the single most effective thing that we can do to save the planet. I truly believe that. There's a whole amount of evidence that backs that up, and again, I highly recommend you watching that film if you can. It's available to download. I think go on the website cowspiracy.com. I think it's £5 to download it or something like that, and it's well worth the money. Show it to all your friends, show it to all your family, and it'll make their jaws drop, no doubt. I'm also going to I know Kip Anderson, the guy that made that film, has also brought out a new film called What the Health, which I haven't got around to watching yet, but I'm sure that will tie in very much to my the first reasons why I am going to be looking to follow this plant-based diet. So there we go. I'm pretty unfit. I'm getting some reasonable miles in, got a bit more consistency in over the past couple of weeks, with some sort of fartlecky type sessions, which will bring me on quite quickly, I hope. That coupled with some decent high mileage and good diet, lots of rest, hopefully will see me peak just in right time. So do please follow, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you like to do. Please no nasty messages though. But if you want to follow me on this journey, Project 220, this is where I'll be blogging probably weekly, just because some viewers may have difficulty reading my blog. I certainly have some family connections where perhaps a video log might be more beneficial. So that's it really for now. Just thought I'd give an intro to Project 220, Berlin or Bust, and I shall catch you soon. Cheers now, bye bye.